Hello, friends. Kurt Berglund with you, and thanks for joining me for another APBA Baseball 70th Anniversary Set playoff game. Yeah, that's right. We replayed the last game of the National League schedule between the Dodgers and the Phillies, and the Dodgers were able to take it. Unlike real life, that forced a 3-game playoff in the National League to determine who would go on and play the New York Yankees in the 1950 World Series replay that we will do. Remember that Bill Nicholson has been deemed healthy by yours truly, and Curt Simmons has been called back from military duty by yours truly to make the Phillies slightly different but even more formidable than they were in real life. Game 1 on my channel just a few days ago was a doozy. It was a 6-5 Phillies win, a come-from-behind victory after the Dodgers jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the second inning. Yes, that's right. Then the Phillies came back in the fourth with a home run from Del Ennis and a 2-run home run by Andy Semenuk that gave the tie back to, brought the game back to a tie at 3-3. In the fifth, Duke Snider hit a 2-run bomb to make it 5-3 Dodgers, and it looked good for the boys from Brooklyn. But in the bottom of the fifth, Willie Jones singled and Dick Sisler doubled him home to make it 5-4 Dodgers. And then in the eighth inning, with one out, a triple by Richie Ashburn over Duke Snider's head, and then a home run. A 2-run job by Willie Jones gave the Phillies a 6-5 lead. They'd come all the way back. Curt Simmons did not have his best stuff, but he was a game pitcher for 8 innings until he gave way to Jim Constanti in the ninth, who pitched a 1-2-3 ninth inning for the save. Preacher Rowe took the loss. In today's game, it'll be Bob Miller for the Phillies as we shift to Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. It'll be Bob Miller for the Phillies, a right-hander who threw hard but was injured. In the 1950 season, he slipped on some water in the shower or something, hurt his back, and reduced his effectiveness for the remainder of the season. He did not pitch regularly for the rest of the season, but he did pitch on September 29th, the day before the last game of the season. So he's getting the start today. And for the Dodgers, it will be Carl Erskine, who got an awful lot of duty down the stretch from that team. Erskine, of course, a right-hander, Miller, a right-hander. And we're in Ebbets Field, so it'll be interesting to see who is able to get the job done today. If the Dodgers win Game 2 and force a Game 3, we go back to Philadelphia, where it'll be Robin Roberts against Don Newcomb in a rematch of the last game of the season that forced this playoff in the first place. So it's a lot of fun. This is a fun set of cards. I need your subscriptions to keep my channel going, so please subscribe. If you'd like a PDF set of the boards and the sacrifice booklet from the original 1950 season set that APBA produced, drop me an email at berglund.kurt@yahoo.com, and I'll put my email in the description for this video as well, so you can let me know that you'd like it. All right, with all that said, let's get to the starting lineups. Lineups look like this for the visiting Phillies. We are in Ebbets Field. It is Eddie Waitkiss leading off at first base. Richie Ashburn will bat second and play center field. We got a right-hander in there. Dick Sisler will bat third and play left field. Del Ennis will bat fourth and play right field. Willie Puddinhead Jones, the star of yesterday's game, will play third base and bat fifth. Granny Hamner will bat sixth and play shortstop. Andy Semenuk, still on that painful ankle, will bat seventh and play catcher. Mike Goliat will bat eighth and play second base. And there's Bob Miller. He is a C pitcher, and he will take the mound, a right-hander, 6'3", 190. And he will do the starting honors for the Phillies in this one. For the homestanding Dodgers, it'll be Cal Abrams leading off in left field. Pee Wee Reese batting second at shortstop. Duke Snider batting third in center field. Jackie Robinson batting fourth. At second base, Carl Furillo batting fifth in right field. Gil Hodges batting sixth. At first base, Roy Campanella will bat seventh, and he'll do the catching. And Billy Cox will bat eighth and play third base. On the mound for the Dodgers, it'll be Carl Erskine, the right-hander. He is a D pitcher. Remember, these are 1950 reprints, so there is only one column on the batting cards, and there are no pitcher strikeout or walk modifiers. There's also no speed on the batter cards, so we don't have that, but we do have sacrifice bunting and old-fashioned, old-school boards from 1951 release for this 1950 set. The Phillies are a fielding 2 ball club, and the Dodgers are a fielding 1 team. All right, with all that said, let's get rolling some APBA Game 2 of the National League Playoffs baseball. I'll be using my white and blue dice, so that means that we'll read the blue die first. Dodgers have to win to force a Game 3 back in Philadelphia, or it's going to be a Philadelphia Yankee World Series. Waika steps in to face Carl Erskine, and the first pitch of the ball game popped it up. Roy Campanella is under it, throws away the mask, and we are underway with 1 out in the top of the first inning. Here's Richie Ashburn. And the pitch to Ashburn is a base hit to right field. He pulls that one right in front of Carl Furillo, and he's aboard. 1 out, 1 on for the Phillies, and it's Dick Sisler at the plate. The hero of the real-life last game of the season takes his first pitch from Erskine, and it's grounded to Jackie Robinson. He goes to Pee Wee Reese for 1. The relay to Hodges is not in time, and Sisler's aboard on the fielder's choice. Here's Del Ennis. Erskine the stretch, and the pitch to Del is base hit to right field. There goes Sisler around second. Furillo winds up and fires it to Billy Cox, who applies the tag, and Sisler's gone. He's out at third, makes the third out. At third base, the Cardinals sin. All right, that ends the Phillies first. Played a half inning. We have no score at Ebbets Field. Here comes the Dodgers. In a must-win situation, they'll face Bob Miller, a C pitcher. Excuse me, as Erskine is a D on the mound for the Dodgers. Miller, the pitch to Abrams is grounded to Mike Goliat, who throws to Eddie Weekus, and there's one gone. Now it's Pee Wee Reese, the pitch from Miller. He plunked him, he dotted him. Pee Wee Reese hit by a pitch, and he trots down to first base. Dodgers are the base runner. 1 out, 1 on in the bottom of the first. The pitch to Duke Snyder. Excuse me. And it's popped up. Granny Hamner calling it on the infield dirt, and he will take it for out number 2. Here's Jackie Robinson. Miller the stretch, the pitch. Base hit for Jackie. Base hit to right field. Del Ennis collects it. Pee Wee Reese around second. He's heading for third. Ennis wants to gun him down. The throw to Willie Jones, not in time, and Robinson takes second base on the throws. The Dodgers have men at second and third in the bottom of the first with 2 outs. Chance to take an early and, I would say, much-needed lead. For the Dodgers, it's Furillo coming to the plate to face Miller. Miller, the stretch, checks the runners. The pitch home to Furillo is ball 4. The bases are now loaded with Dodgers, and it's Gil Hodges coming to the plate, who certainly has more than enough juice in that bat to go deep. Miller, the stretch one more time, checks the runners, and the pitch to Hodges. Hey, struck him out and gets out of the mess in the first inning. The Dodgers leave 3. Do not score. Go to the second inning. Erskine will face Jones, Hamner, and Semenuk. Righty, righty, righty for the Phillies, the Whiz Kids. Pitch from Carl Erskine to Puddinhead Jones. Is hit on the ground to Pee Wee Reese. He collects it and fires to Gil Hodges for out number 1. Here's Granny Hamner. Pitch from Erskine. Hit to center field, but not deep. Richie Ashburn's under it, and there are 2 down. And now Andy Semenuk. Nobody aboard. Erskine winds and delivers. Hit to center, dying Quail. Duke Snyder on the run. He's there. And that will retire the side. We have played 1.5, and we have no score at Ebbets Field. Miller will face Campanella, Cox, and Erskine, the bottom 3 of the Dodger order, right here. All right, so Campanella stands in. Miller's pitch is hit to center field. Richie Ashburn into left center, but he'll make the catch for out number 1. Here's Cox. Billy Cox wants to get on base anyway at all. Popped it up. Andy Semenuk in foul territory throws away his mask and makes the catch for out number 2. And here comes Carl Erskine. Miller winds and delivers to Oysk, and that's grounded to Mike Goliat, who throws to Eddie Waitkus for out number 3. We've played 2 complete, and we have no score. Both teams kind of taking it easy, feeling each other out a little bit. Back at Ebbets Field, where the Dodgers were able to win the last game of the season just a couple of days ago. Mike Goliat, Bob Miller, and Eddie Waitkus, 8-9-1 for the Phillies in inning number 3. Here's the pitch to Mike. Base hit to center field for Goliat. He's on, and that's going to give Bob Miller something to do, as he'll no doubt be given the bunt sign. So we'll pull out the old 1950 bunting boards, and here we go. Erskine the stretch, the pitch to Miller, and it's a 35, which on Miller's card is a 14. We'll see what that does. He walks him. So we got 2 on. Erskine can't throw a strike when the pitcher's trying to bunt. That's a problem. And it's going to be Waitkus up now. And an interesting decision, but I think they're going to go for the bunt this time as well. So, pull out the first and second boards on the bunt. Erskine the stretch, the pitch to Waitkus, that's a 16, that's a 34. He bunts it toward Gil Hodges. Gil gloves it, turns and flips it to Jackie Robinson covering first, and the runners move up on the sacrifice by Eddie Waitkus. There are runners in scoring position now for Richie Ashburn. Chance to go out in front for the Phillies, top of the 3rd, 1 out. Ashburn singled in the first. Erskine the stretch, and the pitch. And that is ground ball Jackie Robinson. He's going to throw to Hodges, and that will retire Ashburn as Miller advances to 3rd, and it's 1-0 Philadelphia. Sisler up now, 2 men out. Infield was playing back, and Sisler has a chance to drive in another run, but there are 2 outs. Erskine the stretch and the delivery, and this is trouble. This is to right and deep. Back goes Furillo, gone. And it's 3-0 Phillies all of a sudden. Wowzers. Dick Sisler goes deep, just like he did in the 10th inning of the last game of the year for the Phillies to put them in the World Series. 3-0 Philadelphia. Erskine disgusted with himself on the pitcher's mound. And it's Del Ennis. 2 outs, nobody aboard. 3-0 Phillies, top of the 3rd. The pitch walked him. Erskine's frustrations continue, and that's going to start action in the Dodger bullpen. Irv Palika will start to throw. Right-hander, starter. With 2 outs, it's Puddinhead Jones with Del Ennis at first base. The pitch to him is hit in the air. This is right field, and Carl Furillo puts it away for out number 3. But the Phillies score 3 on 2 hits, so they leave 1. And after 2.5, it's 3-0 Phillies. It's the reverse of Game 1 when the Dodgers took a 3-0 lead, but couldn't hold it. Cal Abrams, top of the order for the Dodgers. In the bottom of the 3rd, Abrams, Reese, and Snyder up the pitch. Walked him. You don't want to start throwing bases on balls with a 3-run lead. Pee Wee Reese up. Was hit by a pitch in the 1st. The pitch to Pee Wee. Base hit, Pee Wee Reese. Abrams around 2nd. That is going to get the throw into second base, and so there will be Dodgers at the corners with nobody out. And now Bob Miller has a mess on his hands. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. The pitch to Duke Snyder is taken, and there goes Pee Wee Reese. Semenuk's throw down to Goliath is not in time, and 2nd and 3rd now for the Dodgers with nobody out. Phillies defense playing back. Miller the stretch. The pitch home to Duke Snyder. Ground ball Goliath to his left. He's going to throw to Wakus, and that will retire Snyder as Abrams crosses the plate with the first Dodger run of the game. Reese advances to 3rd. It's 3-1 Phillies. Jackie Robinson at the plate, 1 out. Reese at 3rd. Jackie 1 for 1 in the game. The pitch to Miller. Hit in the air to center. Under it is Ashburn, not deep enough for Reese to score. He holds at 3rd, 2 down, and now Furillo is up. Can Miller get off the hook? The pitch to the Dodger right fielder. Ground ball to Hamner. Granny's got it and throws to Wakus, and that retires the side. The Dodgers could have had a lot more. They get a run on 1 hit and leave 1. After 3 complete, it's Phillies 3, Dodgers 1 in Game 2 of this playoff series. Phillies win, they go to the World Series. Dodgers win, we go back to Philadelphia for Game 3. Erskine hoping to right the ship here in inning number 4. Hamner, Semenuk, and Goliath, the batters. Ground ball to Pee Wee Reese. He throws to Hodges for out number 1. Andy Semenuk up. Pitch to Andy. Ground ball hit to Pee Wee Reese. He throws to Hodges for out number 2. Mike Goliath is up with Bob Miller on deck. The pitch. Hey, struck him out, and that's Erskine's first of the game. He recovers from a bad 3rd inning with a 1-2-3 4th. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 3-1 Philadelphia. Hodges, Campanella, and Cox, 6, 7, 8 coming up for the Dodgers. The pitch to Gill. Hodges hit to left. Dick Sisler under it. And there's one gone. Campanella up. 0 for 1. The pitch to Campy. Ground ball, Goliath. He throws to Wakus, and there's 2 down. And now it's Billy Cox. On deck is Carl Erskine. The pitch. Popped it up. On the infield grass, it's Granny Hamner. And that will retire the Dodgers in the 4th. Played 4 complete. 3-1 Philadelphia. Going right down to the wire. Erskine will face Miller, and then the top of the order with Wakus and Ashburn in the Phillies' 5th. Pitch from Carl to Bob Miller. Chopped on the infield off Erskine's glove. Miller's going to leg this one out, and he's on with an infield hit, and Waitkus comes to the plate. Eddie 0 for 1 with a bunt. The pitch from Erskine. He's not bunting this time, and it's popped up. Pee Wee Reese on the dirt takes it for out number 1. Now it's Ashburn. Erskine the stretch. The pitch to Richie. Ball 4. Walked him. 2 on, 1 out for the Dodgers. We will see what happens here now. Ashburn with a chance. Sisler up. And Sisler is 1 for 2 with the big home run in this game. The big blow of the game. Chance to put some distance now. They got 2 on. Dodgers infield at double play depth. The pitch to Sisler. Ball 4. They walked him. That's going to get the Dodger bullpen going again. It's Palika. And Ennis comes to the plate. Infield in for Brooklyn. Infield in for Brooklyn. Pitch to Erskine, from Erskine to Ennis, and that is ball 4. He walked in a run, and here comes Schotten, manager of the Dodgers. He wants the ball, and he's going to Palika. 4-1 Phillies, top of the 5th. Bases loaded, 1 out. Palika is on to try and put out the fire and keep the Dodgers in the game. Dodger infield is in. Jones is up. 3 walks in a row have driven Erskine from the game. Ashburn at third, Sisler at second, Ennis at first. 1 out. The pitch. Here comes Ashburn trying to steal home. The pitch from Palika. Campanella with the tag, and they got him. They got him on the caught stealing of home plate. Now there's 2 outs and only 2 Phillies on base. Sisler at second, Ennis at first. Jones took a strike. So Palika is ahead in the count. 0-1. The pitch to Jones. Hit in the air to center. And the Dodgers are going to get out of this with no damage. With 1 run of damage. Snyder puts it away for out number 3. So the Phillies settle for 1 run on 1 hit, and they leave 2. After 4.5, we're halfway home, and it's 4-1 Phillies. Palika will lead off the 5th for the Dodgers, then the top of the order with Abrams and Reese coming up. Pitch to Palika is hit on the ground to Goliath. He gloves it and throws to Waitkus for out number 1. Now it's Abrams. And Cal with a base hit to right field drops in front of Ennis. They got a base runner with 1 out, and here comes Reese. Pee Wee Reese. Miller the stretch, the pitch. Ball 4. The bases on balls. Miller has walked 3. He has also hit a batter. Erskine walked 5 in his time, so we got a long ball game today. Snyder at the plate, 2 on, 1 out. Chance for the Dodgers to get even. They got the tying run at the plate. Miller the stretch and the pitch to the Duke is hit on the ground to Jones. He knocks it down and throws to Waitkus, and that will retire Snyder as the runners move up. Abrams now to third, Reese to second, and there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Robinson up 1 for 2. The pitch from Miller to Jackie. Ground ball comebacker, gloved by Miller. He takes a few steps toward Waitkus and lobs him the ball, and that will retire the Dodgers in the 5th. They threaten again, but do not score. After 5 complete, it's 4-1 Phillies. Palika will face Hamner, Semenuk, and Goliat in the Phillies' 6th. Pitch to Granny Hamner, who's 0 for 2. The pitch is a base hit to right field. Hamner goes the other way. It lands in front of Furillo, and there's 1 out and 1 on. Here comes Semenuk. 0 for 2 for Andy. Palika the stretch. The pitch to Semenuk is a base hit. Goes right up the middle to right center field, and Hamner's around second. He will go to third as Snyder's throw comes into second base. Goliat is up. It's first and third, and the Dodger infield moves in again. The Phillies with a chance to put this one on ice. Palika the stretch. The pitch to Goliat is hit deep to center field. Snyder back, and it's gone. A 3-run bomb for Goliat, and it is 7-1 Phillies. Nobody's out in the 6th inning. That's going to get action going again in the Dodger bullpen, but the pickings are getting a little bit slim. It's going to be Bankhead and Branca throwing. They're starting to celebrate in Philly. Bob Miller coming to the plate. Top of the 6th, nobody out, 3 in. Goliat with an unlikely 3-run dong. The pitch. This is trouble. Down the line, past Cox into the left field corner. Bob Miller's around first. He's got a double. Palika must not have it today. 4 hits in a row. Wake is up there. The pitch. And base hit to right for Waitkus. That lands in front of Furillo. Miller around third. He's being waved. It's 8-1 Phillies. That's going to do it for Palika, and it's going to be Ralph Branca. Ralph Branca coming in to relieve Palika. 5 consecutive hits drove him from the mound. Branca will bat 9th in the order. Ashburn up with Waitkus at first. The pitch to Ritchie. Hit to right. Furillo coming on, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Now it's Sisler. Waitkus still at first base. The pitch to Ralph. Base hit. Base hit to right field. Sisler pulls Branca. Waitkus will go to third. There's Phillies at the corners with 1 out. Dodger infield comes in again. And here comes Del Ennis. 1 for 1, 2 walks, and a ribby. Pitch from Branca. Base hit Ennis. Base hit Ennis. Goes to center field. Waitkus scores from third. It's 9-1. Sisler around second. He'll go to third. And it's the romp is on. The Phillies are going to be the pennant winners if they can keep this up. Jones at the plate. Infield at double play depth now. The pitch. Ball 4, walked him. Bases loaded with Phillies. Sisler at third. Ennis at second. Jones on first. Hamner at the plate. He's 1 for 3. The Phillies have batted around in the 6th. Pitch from Ralph Branca, and there's a base hit to right field, right center field. Furillo runs it down. Sisler scores. Ennis scores, and Jones goes to third. A 2-run single for Hamner. Phillies now at first and third. They've got 7 in the inning. It's 11-1. Semenuk is up. Infield back at double play depth. The Dodgers begging for mercy. Hey, struck him out. 2 down in the 6th. And it's Goliat who started the scoring with a 3-run bomb to get the 6th rolling for the Phillies. The pitch. first and third, so that is a 37, and that is... Oh my gosh. There goes Hamner on an attempted steal. Campanella down to Robinson, and they get him. Wow, talk about pouring salt in the wound. A 7-run sixth for the Phillies, and it's 11-1 after 5.5. Yikes. Well, let's see if this holds up. Bob Miller back on the mound with a 10-run cushion. Furillo, Hodges, and Campanella up in the bottom of the sixth. The pitch to Furillo is a base hit. That gets him started in the bottom of the sixth. Hodges up. 0 for 2 for Gill. That's a 27. Ground ball knocked down by Jones. Picks it up, throws to Wakus, and that retires Hodges as Furillo moves up to second. Campanella up. 0 for 2 for Campy. The pitch. Ground ball, Hamner to his left, cuts it off, plants, throws to Wakus, and they get Campanella at first as Furillo moves to third base with 2 outs now, and it's Cox at the plate. Branca on deck. The pitch. Hit to right, but not deep. Del Ennis, and he's got it for out number 3. We've played 6 complete, and it's 11-1 Phillies. Game 2, we're looking at a World Series starting with Robin Roberts on the mound for the Phillies. If this continues, they get their ace, which is not something they got in real life, of course. Jim Constanti started Game 1 in the real 1950 World Series. Goliath, 2 for 3. Pitch to Mike. Ground ball, Reese, bobbles, and Goliath's going to be safe on the E6. Here comes Miller. Dodgers having all sorts of trouble. Branca the belt, the pitch. Hey, strikes out Miller. That's his second strikeout. Here comes Wakus. The pitch to Eddie. Base hit for Eddie Wakus. Goes up the middle. Around second goes Goliath. He's going to third as Snyder's throw comes into second. And it's Ashburn coming up now with first and third. And just 1 out. Dodger infield playing in. The pitch to Ritchie is a 16. That's hit to center. Under it is Snyder. Goliath tagging. He makes the catch. The Duke just throws it into second base, and Wakus holds it first. A sacrifice fly for Ashburn. 12-1 Phillies. And here comes Sisler with 2 outs. And Wakus still at first. The pitch. Base hit Sisler. Base hit Sisler. See where this goes. This is off of Branca's glove. Rolls toward Jackie Robinson, and it's going to be safe on the infield hit. First and second now for Ennis. 2 for 2 for Dell. Branca the stretch. The pitch is popped up on the infield. This is Reese calling and taking, and that's out number 3. It's time to stretch him out in the Bronx. Oh, excuse me. That's not true. Where was Ebbets Field? Queens? No. I can't remember. So somebody will have to help me in the comments. But we're stretching him out in Brooklyn. After 6.5, it's 12-1 Philadelphia. Bob Miller back out. He'll face a pinch hitter for Branca. And then he will face the top of the Dodger order. Gene Hermansky will be the pinch hitter for Branca. And then it'll be the top of the order with Abrams and Reese. Yep, and I'm dropping dice left and right, because that's what I do for a living. All right, try this one more time. Pitch to Hermansky. This is hit on the ground to Granny Hamner. He loves it and throws to Wakus, and there's one man out in the Dodger 7th. Here comes Abrams. Pitch to Cal. Hit to right. Not deep. Del Ennis there. And there's 2 down. Pee Wee Reese up. 1 for 1. Hit by pitch and walked. And he takes a strike. Miller's next offering. Base hit Pee Wee. Second hit of the game. Snyder up now. Dodgers need a lot of runs. 0 for 3 for Duke. He's got a ribby. The pitch to Snyder's a base hit. Into right field. Ennis, unconcerned with Reese as he goes to third. And the throw comes into second to hold Duke at first. First and third now for Robinson with 2 men out. Miller the stretch and the pitch, and that's driven for Jackie. Center field and deep. Ashburn to the wall. It's gone. A 3-run bomb for the Dodgers, and suddenly it's 12-4. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. They can be right back in this thing. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, and Furillo coming up. 1 for 2 for Carl, and he pops it up. Granny Hamner just barely into the outfield is going to take it, and that will end the 7th. After 7 complete, it's 12-4 Phillies. Looks a little better in the box score, but their Dodgers are still behind. It's going to be Bankhead coming on to pitch. Hermansky's going to go in to play right field. Furillo comes out, and Bankhead will bat in the number 5 spot in the order. So Hermansky stays in the game and plays right field. That's it for Furillo. Alrighty, so here we go. Jones will face Bankhead first, then Hamner, then Semenuk. The pitch to Puddinhead is hit on the ground to Reese. Pee Wee's up with it and throws to Hodges for out number 1. Granny Hamner has 2 hits. Pitch from Bankhead. Ground ball, Reese. He gloves it, throws to Hodges, 2 gone. And Semenuk, 1 for 4. Pitch to Andy. Popped up. Jackie Robinson calling and taking for out number 3. After 7.5, it's 12-4 Phillies at Ebbets Field. Bob Miller and Jim Constanti is warming up in the Phillies bullpen. Bob Miller is out for inning number 8. Hodges 0 for 3 leads off, then Campanella, then Cox. The pitch from Miller is hit on the ground to Hamner, and he boots it. It's off the heel of his glove. Hodges is aboard. Campanella up now. 0 for 3 for Campy. The pitch to him. Hit on the ground to Hamner. He goes to Goliath for 1. The relay to Waitkus is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing 6-4-3 double play turn by the Phillies. And here comes Billy Cox, who's 0 for 3. Pitch to him. Ground ball. And this is Hamner. One more time. Firing to Waitkus, and that retires the side in the 8th. We go to the 9th. The Phillies getting ready to host Game 1 of the World Series. It is 12-4 Philadelphia. Bankhead will face Goliath, Miller, and Waitkus in the Phillies' 9th. The pitch to Mike. Ground but comebacker, gloved by Bankhead, and he flips to Hodges for out number 1. Now it's Miller up at the plate. They're going to give him a chance to go the whole way. He's only allowed 6 hits, but the walks, wow. The pitch to Miller is hit on the ground to Pee Wee Reese. He gloves it and throws to Hodges for out number 2. And here's Eddie Wakus. Eddie, 2 for 4. The pitch hit to left. Dying Quail. Cal Abrams on the run, and he will get there for out number 3. We're going to the bottom of the 9th. It's a 12-4 Phillies lead. Miller coming out. Constanti ready in the pen. Hermansky will lead off. Then Abrams, then Reese. The pitch from Miller is a base hit for Hermansky to left field. Drops in front of Sisler, and the Dodgers have something in the 9th. Here comes Abrams. Cal is 1 for 3. He's walked and scored a run. The pitch hit to left, not deep. Dick Sisler under it, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Pee Wee Reese, 12-4 Phillies. The pitch. Base hit for Pee Wee. This is trouble. Down the right field line, Ennis is going to collect it and fire it toward home plate. Goliat cuts it off. He fires to Semenuk, and Hermansky has to stop at third. Second and third. And here comes Eddie Sawyer. He wants Constanti, and he's going to get him. Constanti coming on in the bottom of the 9th to face Snyder, and then Jackie Robinson. There's 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. There's 2 in scoring position for the Dodgers. 12-4 Phillies. Constanti, the MVP of the 1950 season in the National League. Snyder, 1 for 4. The pitch to Duke is a 9, and that is hit to center field. Under it is Ashburn. He's going to make the catch. Tagging is Hermansky, who will score. It's 12-5 now, and here comes Jackie Robinson. The last chance saloon for the Dodgers. Constanti, the stretch. Robinson, 2 for 4. The pitch. And that is 23-26. Ground ball Goliat. He's going to throw to Wakus, and the Phillies are the National League pennant winners, the National League champions. Let's give you the totals. For the Phillies, 12 runs on 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 hits. And they committed, I think they committed an error. Did they? Yes, they did commit 1 error. 12 runs, 15 hits, 1 error. For the Dodgers, 5 runs, and they had 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 hits, and they committed 1 error. But the Dodgers walked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 batters. The Phillies walked 3. They also hit another one. Winning pitcher is Bob Miller. Losing pitcher, Carl Erskine. And we are going to have a replay of the 1950 World Series. So glad you're with me. Phillies, Yankees, World Series coming up. Thank you so much for being with me. Don't forget to click like and subscribe to my channel. I need your subscriptions to keep my channel going. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. So long, everybody.